Welcome to Studio 21. I'm Savannah.
And I'm Erika. Let's see what's going on. Happy October, everybody. Art at Gemini Inc.'s 21st Extravaganza, the life of artist and activist Greg Barrios will be celebrated at McNay Art Museum's Moroccan Courtyard. There will be two parts to this Rebel of a Cause themed event. The first part, Jardin des Artistes, or Garden of the Arts, takes place in person on Friday, October 15th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Here you will find music performances, a reading of Rancho Poncho, Loteria and tarot card readings, clips of Barrios' work, and remarks to honor Greg Barrios' life. The second part is a virtual theater that starts at 7 p.m. on Saturday, October 16th. This part has a literary performance, many things regarding Barrios' work, and a partner classes segment to honor Gemini Inc. artists. Tickets are $75 per person for the virtual event and $500 sponsorship per 4 for the garden party. For more info, visit GeminiInc.org or call 210-734-9673.
Looking to get outdoors this weekend? Enjoy the fresh air and embrace the fall season by venturing down to Trader Village. Challenge yourself in the first and only corn maze in San Antonio. With 10 acres of land to explore and 3 trails of varying levels of difficulty to choose from, this maze is sure to provide an adventure for all ages. But the fun doesn't stop there. There are plenty more activities such as a petting zoo, inflatable slide, apple cannons, rides, shopping, and more. Tickets start at just $9.99 and the Corny Maze will be available on weekends through November 29th.
Interested in honoring one's memory via migration? That sounds a bit weird, but trust me, it'll make sense when I introduce you to this year's Monarch Butterfly and Pollinator Festival. At this festival, not only will you learn about monarch butterfly migration and kayaking the San Antonio River, but you can also fill out a form beforehand to tag a butterfly with the name of a dead loved one. The tagged butterflies will be attempted to be caught in Mexico around the Day of the Dead, and sometimes your tag can make it all the way there. That's pretty cool. This event will take place on Saturday, October 16th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Confluence Park for free. For more information and forum link, visit texasbutterflyranch.com under the Festivals tab. And please stay safe by wearing your masks and stay 6 feet apart.
A unique and frightening attraction has just made its debut in town. Rolling Oaks Mall has been transformed into Haunted Oaks, a 6,000 square foot haunted house maze. The visionary behind this is Joseph Devine, who is none other than the director of the San Antonio Zombie Walk. So you'll find yourself feeling as though you've stepped foot on the set of Dawn of the Dead. Some of the best live actors have been recruited to make this a truly terrifying experience. A lot of effort has gone into this project to provide the San Antonio community with a new and fun outing for the Halloween season. This attraction is open to those of and over the age of 12, but it is advised that if you have a low fear threshold or medical condition, that you may not want to participate in this haunt. Tickets range between $20 and $25 and can be purchased at hauntedoaks.org.
We've got a pop of a show for you today with some recent violent celebrity tea from our gossip gurus and some new movies and TV show sets from release date.
Hello and welcome to Gossip Guru.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Marie. This week, Woody Harrelson, the actor known for The Hunger Games and Zombieland, punched a man in an act of self-defense. On Thursday, October 7th, Harrelson and his daughter, a man wouldn't stop taking pictures of them, and he told them to delete the photos, and he wouldn't, so the man lunged at Harrelson, and Harrelson punched the man out of self-defense.
The man who lunged at Harrelson is now facing charges, as witnesses agreed that he was trying to attack Harrelson. I can't say I blame Harrelson. I get tired of photographers everywhere, too.
I completely agree with you, Trey. I know I would get sick of paparazzi constantly following me around and giving me absolutely no privacy.
Our next story is about music superstar Adele. After the number 30 mysteriously appeared on landmarks all around the world, it was revealed that Adele's next album would be titled 30 and will be released on November 19th of this year.
I know I'm super excited for this. She has not released new music since about 2018, which feels like a million years ago. And recently she went on live on Instagram for the first time to celebrate and announce it. And she even revealed a clip of one of the new songs, Easy on Me.
When asked what the album would be about, she said it would be centered around her divorce, which means this album is probably going to be iconic. Adele is a legend in her own right, regardless of genre.
She's definitely going to be top of the charts for a while when this album is released. That's all we have today on Gossip Guru. Coming up is an album review with Madison Martinez.
We'll see your release date very soon.
Hey everyone, my name is Madison Martinez and I'm going to tell you about an album you should be listening to. The Tragic Thrills is the self-titled debut album of the band The Tragic Thrills, made up of the former members of All-Star Weekend, if anyone remembers them from their Disney days. The band's sound has definitely matured since Disney. They're less pop-centered and more alternative indie now, and this album really showcases their emotional depth. I would definitely recommend this album for anyone who is in a turning point in their life, a questioning point in their life, any kind of uncertainty. So if that sounds like you, if that's something you relate to, definitely check out this album, give it a listen, and let's get right into the songs. Okay, so the first song I want to talk about from the album is track number 4. It's called Creeps and Strangers. Waking up, do it again, play the game, pay the rent. This song is really unique and it stuck with me, mostly because of its rhythm and tempo. It really just drives the song forward, it gets into the listener's mind, it really controls the entire song and just keeps it moving along. And I think it's really interesting because that kind of stylistic choice almost mirrors what's happening lyrically. The song is about your average, mundane, American 9-to-5 work life that a lot of people find themselves stuck in and can't really figure out how to break the cycle. So pairing that message with the really persistent and continuous loop of just fast-paced tempo in this song really just kind of helps each other, it helps explain the relationship. But that's when the song kind of takes a turn, and in the chorus it slows down, it becomes more of an inspirational message, and at the end of the song, the singer, Zach Porter, actually makes a direct connection to the audience and directly tells them, you need to stop this, you need to get up, get out, go find your happiness, and I think that's a really, really nice way of ending the song. And this is definitely a song that's going to stick with the listeners. Next up, I want to talk about number 5 on the track list. It's called Gospel. This is another really unique song off of their album and one that I think is going to stick with the audience. It stuck with me. So the song starts off very full, very rich, resonant, with the big church organs, and really sets up the rest of the song. And then when the lyrics come in, that really kind of wraps up the metaphor of church to this failed relationship. The song talks about this relationship that just doesn't seem to be working out anymore. You know, the two people, they're not on the same page anymore like they used to be. Kind of like when someone goes to church and just realizes that's not for them. They don't really believe in the same things as the other people in attendance. And so that's kind of where that relationship between church and relationship comes in. The thing that's most unique about this song, I think, is the actual instrumentation. This song is definitely one that people will want to move to. It's going to get inside their heads, inside their hearts, and they're just going to want to move. And I think that's a sign of a great song, when it can just get under your skin and make you want to move and stay with you long after it's ended. And this last song I want to talk about is definitely one of my personal favorites. It's number 10, the last song on the album, called Main Girl. They're trying to spread rumors. I tell you, you're my main girl. The lyrics are about a really, really happy relationship. Zach Porter is writing about it from his own perspective, his own point of view, and he's saying how he fell in love with this girl and she just makes him feel so happy, and she makes him such a better person, and he just cannot be more in love with her, and I think it really comes across in this song. The lyrics themselves and the way that they're written make me laugh. I think they're intended to make people laugh. There's just an abundance of rhyme, and some of the words that he chooses aren't normally like used. They wouldn't be considered maybe like artistic enough or professional enough to like rhyme in a song about love, but he uses them anyway because he's so in love that he doesn't care. This song just really embodies the carefreeness and the happiness that just go with being completely in love. Maybe I'm just romantic, but this song definitely is one of my favorites just because of how happy and sweet it is. If any of these songs sound like they appeal to you, definitely check out The Tragic Thrills. These songs were off of their debut self-titled album, but they also have a second album that came out in 2017. It's called On Florence Street, and I highly recommend that one as well. You can listen to their music on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Music, or you can buy their CD like I did. Thanks for listening. My name is Madison Martinez, and enjoy the album.
Hello everybody, it's Trey.
And Marie.
And welcome to this week's release date. This week's movie is The Last Duel, a medieval drama set to release in theaters this Friday, October 15th. The movie follows a woman who claims her husband's best friend, Jean de Courreges, assaulted her. Her husband challenges his friend to a duel, the last legally sanctioned duel in the country's history. This movie is based on a true story about medieval France's last trial by combat.
Everyone can agree that the cast of this movie is fantastic. The movie features appearances by Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, and Matt Damon. Not to mention, it is directed by Ridley Scott, who also directed Blade Runner and Alien. With all that considered, this movie is shaping up to be a great watch. Unfortunately, critics so far disagree. The film was rated 74% on Rotten Tomatoes, with many critics complaining that the film is just an excuse for big stars to ride horses and look cool.
I honestly can't blame them. If I had to get paid in a bad movie with a bunch of superstars, I'd do it, ride a horse. We haven't even mentioned that Ben Affleck is in this movie and also wrote it. I liked him in Batman. I feel like he puts a lot of emotion into his roles, so I'm excited to see what he does here.
Not to mention, Jodie Comer and Adam Driver are both among the best actors currently working.
Up next, we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, a TV show set to release the first 4 episodes this Friday, October 15th, only on Amazon Prime. After the rest of the episodes will be released weekly.
The show is a teen murder mystery drama following a group of teenagers who are stalked by a mysterious killer a year after a fatal accident on their graduation night. There is another movie with the same plot in the same name that came out in 1997, but it does not appear to be connected to the show.
The show is similar to other murder-filled teen dramas, such as Riverdale and Pretty Little Liars. I hope it can stack up to either of those shows, but then again, that would be pretty hard because those shows in my book are legendary.
From what I can tell, you'll get the teen struggles, but none of the highs and lows of epic high school football, so it might not measure up.
That's all we have this week. I'm Trey.
And I'm Marie, and this has been Release Date. We'll see you next week.
Coming up soon is an interview with Celina Graves. She is a talented singer and songwriter who you might recognize as the semifinalist in season 15 of America's Got Talent. Hear all about where she is now, the music she's working on, and more after our music video of the week, One Walk by Matthew Schultz and Zolo.
To that shit, I never hide away. I want joke like oh, I want work for you. I want work for you. Hey, I want joke like oh, I want work for you. I want work for you. I want work, I'm good. Hey, I want joke like oh, I want work, I'm good. I want work for you. Girl like us sometimes build up a vibe. Stay blessed every day, so we say more life. You see them talk in the dark when we shine bright. So back up your bumper, yeah, all night, yeah. Baby, there's something about you that I gotta say, yeah. And they busy, but I got time to die, yeah. And when it comes to that shit, I never hide away. I want joke like oh. I want work for you. I want work for you. Hey, I want joke like oh. I want work for you. I want work for you. I want work, I'm good. Hey, I want joke like oh. I want work, I'm good. I want work for you. Baby girl, talk that talk, smooth like wine. Feel my hands on your waist while looking in your eyes. That thing I make me say slow wine. And I got that moolah, we can chill for the night, yeah. Baby, there's something about you that I gotta say, yeah. And they busy, but I got time to die, yeah. And when it comes to that shit, I never hide away. I want joke like oh. I want work for you. I want work for you, hey. I want joke like oh. I want work for you. I want work for you. I want work, I'm good. Hey, I want joke like oh. I want work, I'm good. I want work for you. I want work for you. I want work for you. I want work, I'm good. Hey, I want joke like oh. I want work, I'm good. I want work for you.
We're from Studio 21. My name's Savannah.
My name's Mai, and we're students at Trey University, and this is live from one of our studios that we usually use for Studio 21.
Yes,
Very
yes.
cool.
And if you
Awesome.
wouldn't mind, for the viewers, who don't, know who you are, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit.
Sure. My name is Celina Graves. I was a semifinalist on this most recent, season 15 of America's Got Talent. Up and coming artist. I live in San Diego, California, and I'm 32 years old. I'm an old lady. So I'm looking forward to speaking with you guys.
Awesome. Is it okay if I take the first question? So I was just wanting to know, how exactly did you decide that AGT was going to be the place you were going to go? Because, it's kind of dream about it, but you decided, you went on audition. What made you do that?
Well, I've watched the show since season 1, and I always pictured myself on that red X singing, and it's just crazy how it's just a true example of how we can manifest things. Since season 1, I always watched the show, and I had a producer reach out to me, and it was just it's like magic. I don't know, it was just perfect timing. I was able to go on the show, and I didn't really choose them. I think they chose me, and it was a really great opportunity.
Awesome.
That's super cool. I also grew up watching a lot of TV shows. I'm from Vietnam, so that's kind of how I learned English, just watching a lot of American TV shows. So it's super cool to get to talk to you today. So what have you been, up to after, AGT? What have you been doing? Any music that you've been working on?
Yes, I went straight to the studio and started recording my first ever album. I did just release a song a few weeks ago called "Changing Ways," and I've just been doing a lot of interviews, a lot of reaching out to kids, and because I don't know if you've watched my initial audition, but I was made fun of my whole life because the way I dress. I dress differently than all the other girls at school, so it was a really cool thing for me to be that voice for other kids who are going through the same thing through music. And so that's just what I do, is just inspire other kids and people who are struggling with that part of their life, and just to motivate them that anything is possible as long as you just stick to your dreams and follow your heart, and you got this.
Yeah, that's awesome. My family, we're big AGT fans. We even we're in the live audience for the season season 15 for the one you were on.
Wow.
And we when we saw you, we were rooting for you from the start. You sounded amazing. And I remember hearing in your audition, you had talked about how your dad was one of your biggest inspirations. If you could elaborate a little bit on that.
Well, ever since I can remember, just growing up, he's been in a band. So I was always around music. Since I was 3, I was picking up, the drum set. I was picking up the bass. I was picking up the guitar, just playing around with it. And just seeing him on the stage and how much fun he had and how many people he inspired just by just being a musician. Growing up around that just really inspired me to want to do the same. And it just was a natural gift that I had to be able to sing and to give that to other people. To watch him do that really inspired me to want to do that. So yeah. My dad, my biggest inspiration.
That's super cool. My dad, I wouldn't say he's my inspiration, but he took me to my first piano lesson. And I guess I just kept playing until now, 17 years later. So in a way, he was he's an inspiration for me. So it's super cool that you have your family members and, people supporting you, and we're here to support you. So,
yes,
it's super cool. Just keep doing what you're doing.
My next question is kind of just along the lines of inspiration stuff. How does it feel, knowing how many people you've inspired and touched with your music and just seeing you on AGT and stuff?
It still doesn't even feel real. Today, I still get messages from kids or parents of kids who were going through what I was going through when I was younger and still go through. and it just feels like a dream. It's so surreal, and I have a lot of other opportunities that are coming up that I can't say yet, TV show wise. So I'm excited about that, and it's definitely opened up. Being on this show has opened up a lot of opportunities to do other things and other shows and to meet people, and yeah, I'm really excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
That's cool. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now as a musician?
I see myself on tour with my kids. I really want to have kids, so I see myself just being on tour, having multiple albums that hopefully getting that platinum song. That's like my main goal, is to get a song on the top charts. So I gotta I gotta pass up Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes. So yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully wanting to at least have like 3-4 more albums and go on tour.
Well, we believe in you and we support you on your journey. Um, Another question is like, I guess, what would your younger self think about where you are today and how far you've come? And what would you tell your younger self?
It's funny, as I've always asked this question and I never even have an answer for it. I would tell my younger self to not ever, because there was a point where I wanted to give up because it was too hard to deal with, being made fun of, and I didn't ever think that I was going to be able to become an artist. And then look where I am now. So I would tell my younger self to do exactly what I did, which is to never ever give up on your dreams, and always, and no matter what anyone says or tells you you can't do. Because I was shut down a lot because of, I don't, wasn't even a reason that people would shut me down, labels would shut me, shows would shut me down, and finally America's Got Talent gave me that opportunity to show the world who I really am, and that just because I have tattoos and wear bandanas doesn't make me a bad person, so
Right.
to be true to yourself always and to never give up on your dreams is what I would tell my younger self.
I think that's like a really good saying and good thing to follow. It's just very hard to do sometimes,
Yeah.
especially, seeing what happened last year with COVID. It's just really hard for certain people to keep on going. So
Right.
how have you been able to pivot or use, the pandemic as a point where you pivot? Have you been, trying to work that?
Well, it was the craziest thing being on the show during COVID, because I think my audition was the last day that they actually had a live audience. So after that, it was just a crazy experience, not even being able to do the live audience thing and having things be recorded. But for me, I've been taking this time to really focus on being a better writer. That was one of my weak points as an artist, is taking the time to try to write songs, and that's pretty much what I've been doing, and utilizing this time to really just buckle down and write music, so that way I'm ready when everything opens up. I have the music and we go on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What message do you hope to convey with your music to your audience?
Message. Well, each song has a different message. I just want to make people happy. I just want people to be able to hear something. And most of the music that I write is something that I've gone through. So I want them to be able to take whatever message in that song and, put it into their life and get through whatever that they're having a hard time getting through. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Do you have like any advice for aspiring, musicians or like just like young talent? Because I feel like the music industry is really hard to break into, especially for me. I'm like from another country and trying to break into the United States. Do you kind of have a feel for how people should go about getting into the industry?
Well, now we have social media. So that's really big for me. And I think, because I started my YouTube when I was 16, but younger than that, like I wasn't able to put my voice out there and do that type of stuff. So I think social media is really important I know it sounds crazy, but putting yourself out there, putting your talent, your whatever you like to do, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or like what you guys are doing, I think is great. Just being open to put yourself out on social media so people can see you, because that's what happened with me. It took that one person to see me, and I ended up being on a national television show, and it changed my life. So
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
it is pretty crazy, like the impact of social media and how much you can like achieve through social media and just putting yourself out there.
Mhm.
I have like a question, like besides music, like what are some things that are like some of your hobbies, some of your interests, things that you do outside of just music?
Well, I'm an athlete, so I love being in the gym, and I also play football. It's a women's tackle football team. It's a
Oh,
professional. It's called the San Diego Rebellion. I'm the running back, I'm a wide receiver, and I'm the kicker. So I love hiking, um, and I love playing video games.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one is being an athlete, because I've been an athlete my whole life. When I was in high school, I played soccer. I was on a traveling team. I was literally trained to be in the Olympics. And I tore my ACL. And I think that's when my life really turned to music, because I got really depressed. I was in a really bad state, and music turned my life around. So, yeah, I'm an athlete. I like sports, soccer, basketball, football, all of it.
That's super cool because I feel like being an athlete requires a lot of talent, but also discipline. And I feel
Mm.
like you're, such a disciplined person. You're very cool,
Yes.
very cool and very disciplined. So I hope you have a lot of success in the future. Um, are there any music styles or genres that you want to try?
I'm pretty versatile when it comes to that, because when I do covers on Instagram, it's crazy because I can sing country, I can sing um shoot R&B, we got pop, all of it. I really can just I like it all, but I like to take a song that sounds maybe like a Kelly Clarkson song that's like country, and then make it sound completely different than how it actually sounds, and like turn it to an R&B song. So that's like my favorite thing to do, is to take a song and just make it my way. But yeah, I like all genres. I'm all over the place. Any type of music I love.
To kind of like expand on that, are there any like particular artists that you like really enjoy listening to or inspired by?
I would say it's like everyone thinks I'm like a cross version between um, Chris Brown and Alicia Keys. So I really like Chris Brown's music, Justin Bieber's music. I'm a big her fan. So yeah, like R&B, pop, soul. Those are like the three artists that I've looked up to for a long time, and hope to meet one day.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I've heard a lot of people say you're kind of crossover between Alicia Keys and Pink as well.
Yeah, I was reading some of the comments, and
Yeah.
I thought it was the most insane thing, because Pink is so powerful. Her voice is just so powerful. So that was an amazing comment. I saw that too. I'll take it.
If there's like one thing, this is just kind of like a fun question. If there's like one thing on your bucket list that is, top choice, what would it be?
Would probably be to do a song with Chris Brown. That would be crazy. And
That'd be
perform.
fun.
Yeah, that's definitely a bucket lister.
Hopefully that can happen for you. Never
I'm
know.
hoping. We'll see.
We're gonna tag all the artists you listed in this interview. We hope someone
Yeah.
picks it up.
Get some traction.
Do it.
Super.
Guys, this was fun. You guys are cool people.
Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. This was really a great opportunity. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good luck with everything you do, and we'll see you soon on TV or on radio show, anywhere.
Yes, we wish you the best.
Bye.
Thanks, me.
Bye.